Good morning, everyone. You may be seated. At least twice a year, it's a privilege to stand here and look towards the future. And the future just processed into this room. Can we just give them a big round of applause? So my name is Ulrich. I am the director of the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences here in South Africa. And on behalf of a very small institute, we welcome you here in Muizenberg, especially to everyone who's traveled far to be here today. This recognition of achievement ceremony that you are a part of is one of 5 such ceremonies that are happening across Africa this month. The center that you are now seated in opened its doors just over 20 years ago. AIMS is young. We are a young institute. But since AIMS started in South Africa, other centers were started in Senegal, Ghana, Cameroon, in Rwanda. And as our students are now recognized for their achievements, so too there would be students that are recognized in Ghana, Senegal, Rwanda, and Cameroon for their achievements across the continent. And so we would like to welcome you to Pan-African celebration in every sense of the word. AIMS South Africa is unique in that we have 2 intakes of students. We have a group of students who start in September, and then we have a group of students who start in January. And this allows both hemispheres to join us in quite a seamless way. So on behalf of our students, we'd like to welcome all of you as guests here today. Before I turn to our academic guests and our visitors, I'd like to briefly explain to you why today is called a Recognition of Achievement ceremony. AIMS was founded with the support of 3 incredible founding partners, the University of the Western Cape, the University of Cape Town, and Stellenbosch University. And all our students are formally enrolled at these 3 universities. Today is called the Recognition of Achievement ceremony because our students have successfully completed their time at AIMS. It is not a formal graduation ceremony because our academic year is very, very long, but it is an opportunity for students to celebrate before they leave for their home countries, and we want to send them off in style. AIMS as an institute does not grant degrees. In South Africa, we sit at the intersection of our 3 founding institutes, and our students are registered there. So while we have so many representatives from our 3 parent institutes, the founding institutes here, we just want to thank you all for your continued support to AIMS. On your programs, you'd also see the emblems of 3 other founding partner universities, and we're always grateful for their support. You'll see Cambridge, Oxford, and then Paris Sud. We rely on international support very much so. Over the last 2 decades, for instance, we have had enough lecturers here from the University of Cambridge that you could fill 3 years of teaching with a lecture every day from a professor from Cambridge. It's 3 years over 20, so that's a lot of international support. And at AIMS, we could only do what we do because of the support of universities and individuals who all share a common vision of education in Africa's future. We have 2 streams in our structured master's program, and the students today will be recognized for completing a master's degree, at least the coursework, in mathematical sciences. Our students have to do compulsory courses, mathematical problem solving, algebraic topology, statistics, physics for mathematical sciences. And then there are elective courses that different students pick depending on their niche and the theme. These range from algebraic topology to reinforcement learning to the theoretical foundations of deep learning to streams that follow on fluid dynamics and geofluids and climate change for sub-Saharan Africa, quantum information theory, and a whole mix that's really future geared. And our students have proof that you can survive these courses. And so we've also grown. We are an institute that operates at capacity at the moment, as students have to fight for space to sleep. We have roughly 90 taught master students in our institute at any given time of the year at the moment. So it stretches our facilities and it stretches our IT staff, it stretches our kitchen, and but it does mean that we are in a very good place as an institute. So at this scale, it also means that we've had to split our academic directorship role. So we will have 2 academic directors on stage, which I'll introduce to you in a little bit. So I just want to give a big shout out again to our 3 partner universities and thank you again on behalf of all our students. Then we have more special guests in our midst, the Department of Science and Innovation and the delegation who are here today, especially Prof. Brando Okolo from NEPAD, who's going to give our commencement speech later. You're also the wind beneath our wings. You allow us to do amazing research, you support the research center, you allow us to innovate far beyond the normal academic programs that we teach and present. Life at Ames is not possible without the support of lecturers. And we have some lecturers at Ames who are still here this week. This is the end of a very, very busy term. So Dr. Alder Kikianti and Dr. Alder Mohammed Usman are teaching reinforcement learning and a special course in Hilbert space theories. Thank you so much for being here today and for representing this course 40, 50, or 60 lecturers who taught here this week. And then I should also thank myself. I'm also teaching. I'm also teaching a course at the moment with 4 or 5 hours of teaching behind me yesterday. But for all the visiting lecturers, thank you very much for your support during the years behind us. Nelson Mandela used to say, education is the most powerful weapon that you could use to change the world. And that is the bedrock of Ames. We believe in that vision. We believe that education is the most powerful weapon that we have, at least with the tools that we have, that we can change this world. To the Ames staff and students, I learned one thing from all of you this year. We're an institute that operates as one team. For them, from the IT staff to the kitchen staff, support staff, administrative staff, academic staff, tutors and students. You've learned this year to operate as one unified team, and it's really unique. If I see how you as students contributed to every workshop, how you volunteered, how you ran MegaMath, how you cleaned up the beach, how you ran clubs and societies, how you could problem solve on the spot. Thank you so much that you are part of one team this year. It's really unique and special for us that you are part of this team. Now, I want to turn to all the friends and the family who have seen this journey play out from afar and near and probably have heard some cries late at night. Today would not have been possible without you. Friends, family, supporters, thank you so much, everyone at the back who are joining us at Ames today. I said it in previous graduations, but one of the most accurate descriptions of Ames I've heard from a former student is that Ames is a bit like a monastery of mathematics. It's where you enter and you don't leave. Yeah, our students live here. They live with the lecturers live here. Everyone has breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. Tuition is here. It's a very, very intense environment. I could say it's intense because I've turned up at 10 o'clock one Saturday night to check some things in my office, and the lights were burning in the computer room. And I'm always curious, and I wanted to check what was happening on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock who's watching football and who's on Facebook. Every student in the computer room, there were roughly 20 of them, was busy with either some linear regression problem or code or some statistics problem that was running, or was sitting next to the computer with a sign saying, "Don't touch this keyboard, my experiment is running," but wiggle my mouse every few minutes. They had theory thrown at them and it came out of the ears. But the result was that we were privileged to witness well executed research dissertations that are truly world class. I calibrate you as Ames students. I calibrate you to what I see at top Russell Group universities, and you outshine them. And I could say that without a doubt. So, without a doubt. So, students, lastly, we are here for you today. This is your day. You are actually the guest of honor, and that's why I want to welcome you last. We are immensely proud of you. We've seen in all of you a dedication that is absolutely extraordinary. It's off the charts. You've worked extremely hard, and you are the stars of the show for today. I know I've said this in a few previous graduation ceremonies, and I've seen past students articulate it back to me, but I want to share it to our current cohort as well. You know what's coming. It's a quote that says, they say that the human mind, once it is stretched, can never regain its original dimensions. The human mind, once you really stretch it, it's impossible for that mind to regain its original dimensions. And you have certainly been stretched this year at Ames, culturally, academically, with lack of sleep, hitting amazing milestones. And the program that you finished is not for the faint of heart. So on behalf of all the staff at Ames, I just want to say that we are so proud of you, and we welcome you as the stars of the show to your recognition of achievement ceremony. Thank you. So you all probably want to come up to the stage. So it's my great privilege to introduce our two academic directors, Professor Karen Therese Howell and Professor Claire David, who will both say a few words on behalf of them as academic directors to congratulate you in person and to tell you what the experience with your students was like from their perspective. Karen, and then Claire, if you could come up straight after. Thank you.
Good morning to our special guests, friends, and the most important people in the room, our students being recognized today. The dictionary defines a ripple effect as the continuing and spreading results of an event or action. A simple illustration, throw a pebble on a body of water, watch circles spread on the surface. I'd like to think of your journey here at Ames as consisting of a series of ripples, one that started with an offer letter. You chose to take up a scholarship at the tip of Africa that quite frankly sounded like a scam. Think of it. Fully paid, residential, international lecturers flying in from all over, and at the tip of Africa, close to a world-class beach. That was the first ripple, one that has far-reaching effects on your future. This continued with the next ripple. Every lecturer who has arrived here to share their expertise created a ripple, knowledge that you now possess and take forward with you. More ripples. Every staff member who turned up each day to keep our mathematics hotel running, from facilities, kitchen, staff, teaching assistants, right through to administration, created a ripple, a safe place to call home for 10 months, and one that you will never forget for many years to come. How can you ever forget those call to order emails early in the morning? Strict, but always compassionate and fair. Each of you have created a ripple in each other's lives too. During the examinations, for example, you turned up for each other. You had an entire team, family, cheering you on and celebrating your success. You were a shining example to all of us of what it means to show up for people. You have created a ripple effect in my life too. What a privilege it has been to journey with each of you, to teach you algebra, to become algebros, and witness you defend your research. Today is a milestone, a finish line, but also a starting point. We celebrate you and acknowledge your academic and personal journey. The many hours spent on assignments, the anxiety of studying topics you know have no background in and never wanted to study, lack of sleep, joy at not receiving one of those emails from our teaching assistants, to pushing on despite heartbreak at home. Whether you continue with further study, enter the workforce, or entrepreneurship, please remember that you have power, not just in what you do, but in who you are. Every choice you make from here on, how you treat people, how you face adversity, how you use your voice, both in written and verbal form, has an impact. You might become the reason someone chooses to further their education because they heard about your AIMS journey. You might build something that addresses some of the challenges your home country faces. You might spark a movement. Or you might do something far more radical. Live a life of integrity, one that is true to using your unique gifts. A life that inspires others to do the same. That matters as much. Don't underestimate the everyday moments, the ripples that may seem small. An act of compassion, forgiveness, an apology, courage. I want to close by sharing one of my favorite inspirational quotes by Daniel Dobie. Ripples. When you create a difference in someone's life, you not only impact their life, you impact everyone influenced by them throughout their entire lifetime. No act is ever too small. One by one, this is how you make an ocean rise. So, whatever you choose to do from here, know that your life sends waves into the world. Now, go and make an ocean rise. Thank you.
Dear honored guest, dear AIMS family, and of course, dear students. Here it is, the moment of celebrations. After all these months, I'm asking, how do you feel? Well, this question was my last poll to the AI for Students last night, to which, with high errors, because not many responded, I got a few, I'm emotional, I'm excited, but the majority of replies picked the option, I don't know, I feel weird. Yes, it's normal. It's normal to not realize fully that the hand has arrived. It's normal to be a little confused. Remember, confusion is the sweat of learning. Let me put it this way. You've been working insanely hard. You've been pressured with a non-Markov chain of deterministic deadlines. You've been taken exam, written exam, oral exam, assignment, long assignment, and very, very, very long assignments. And of course, coursework and one workshop followed by another workshop, and then even more coursework. And oh my, the project to wrap up already. The submission, the defense, and now you're here. You sweat a lot. You learned a lot. You gain very valuable knowledge, and even more valuable, you gain numerous skills, various skills, from the technical ones, important, to the soft ones, essentials to go places. You may not realize yet, but you have transformed yourself. You gain the most important skills of all, resilience and autonomy. Next time you face a difficulty, you can calmly say to yourself, I made it through the AIMS master program. I can do this. And then when you start a new challenge, you can remember your supervisor or examiner or both. So pleased to report you worked autonomously. Resilience and autonomy, the top skills that get you to do pretty much anything. Some of you may ask, but I still need guidance. Well, I bet that in the months to come, you're likely to recall a moment at AIMS where a lecturer or a peer said something that guided you. Just a remark. And you fell back on the right track. You will carry all those memories. Some will act as a remote mentorship. If this is the case, drop an email to whoever said something influential. It will put a smile on someone's face. When I finished my engineering master degree, I was scared of the unknown. I remember this quote from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry in my favorite book, Wind, Sand, and Stars, Terre des Hommes in French. The quote goes, only the unknown frightens human, but for whoever faces it, it is no longer the unknown. This quote guided me during the next 5 years as a PhD student, and I wrote it on the first page of my manuscript. Get a quote. Get a mantra that guides you. You know what is my favorite quote. Don't forget to have fun. Hey, why? Aha, did anyone dare to that? Why? Well, some of you made a surprise face at the start of my lecture where I put first goal is I want you to have fun. I could have shot it at you, make an impact, go change the world, chase your dreams. Oh dear, there's a problem here. First, it put pressure, unnecessary pressure. Second, I got snapped in the face when someone at an AIMS alumni confessed to me, Claire, I don't have a dream. Oh, damn. I hate buzzwords and I use the buzzword. It's actually okay not to have a dream. It's actually more than okay to hesitate. It's actually okay to still try to figure out what you want to do. But if you have fun, you trigger a chain of self-nurturing consequences. Because you enjoy what you do it more. So you become good at it. So you get noticed. You get to know what gives you more joy and what does not. The people noticing you can give you actually a chance to get more joy at their institute or company. And you get boosted by all of that, so you have even more fun. It is not an innocent quote. Seek joy in what you do. This will guide you. Seeking fun will get to do something aligned with your character. If you have fun in a competitive environment, go in a competitive environment. If you prefer a collaborative one, then find a place where the culture matches your value. It will also streamline your moral compass. You can't have fun sustainably if there are some guilty or better thoughts at the back of your mind. Is this right? Make sure your fun is aligned with your ethical views. A special note for the AI students. You are becoming highly trained AI scientists in the middle of a high-paced revolution. Regulations are more in the making, if they are, than instated. Sooner than you think, you may get invited to a panel or be asked your stance by the authorities in your countries. This carries some responsibility. Fear not. Embrace this role. And it's okay to say, I don't know. And team up. AIM's strength is its network. You are not alone. Keep the connections. They are as precious as your skills. I will leave you with the rebranding of the AIMS acronyms. No, it will not be the automatic implementation of minimum sleep. This is over and you deserve months of proper rest. I'm revamping AIMS as A for awareness. Be aware. The world is full of traps. But the best way from falling into a trap is to know its existence. I for initiative. Nothing comes served on a plate ready to eat. You will have to look around. It does not cost asking. Opportunities can be closer than you think. M for mentor. Get a mentor. A mentor can be official or not. And again, it doesn't cost writing, could you please be my mentor? I can tell you that the scholars receiving such emails will actually be very pleased and honored. And remember that each mentor was before a mentee. So there is always a wish to give it back. S for sanity. Get balanced. Find activities to avoid saturation. If you like running, run. If you like knitting, knit. This is important over the long term. Still feeling weird? Still feeling emotional? Okay. I would like you to realize what's happening. You are done. It's not the end, it's the beginning of your post-AIMS life. Okay, damn it, buzzword. No, but I didn't find a synonym on that. Okay, so to make things sink in, I would like to kindly ask the graduating cohort to stay seated, and I'm inviting everyone else to stand up, to look at them with a big smile, and to give it a huge round of applause to the cohort 2024-2025. Congratulations! You made it! Woo! Thank you.
Cohort of 2025, it is now your turn to be on stage. So I'm going to invite Professor Karen Howell, first of all, to call out your names, and I'll be on the front of the stage. Karen.
Ruth Nai Odanki Abbey. Toyib Olamalikan Abukar. Peter Olawafemi Adepoju. David Adeboyega Aderinkola. Isaac Odom Amanor. Benedicta Ansa. Isaiah Analowapo Aremo. Perpetual Naomi Avanor. We acknowledge Zafrina Aniska B. in absentia. Barney Bio Togu. Anjiralwa Elizabeth Bolawajoko. Thalma Churi. Jepkara Chitir. Nafara Drahini, Christian Fanavasoa. Oluwasei Emmanuel Giwa. Well done. We acknowledge Valentine Uchena Akibiufe in absentia. Ronald Mawita Carario. Well done, Ronald. Very proud of you. Well done. Please look at the camera. Look at the camera. Wycliffe Miyogu Makore. Super proud. We acknowledge Tabitha Makwali Masha in absentia. Abdallah Issa Namwenji. Congratulations. Well done. Very proud of you. Okay, look at the photographer. Mercy New Year. Well done. Samuel Senior Nyarko. I'm very proud of you. Kizito Mesomachukwe Odizilikile. Well done. I'm very proud of you. Well done. Cedric Pessina. Did very well. Clinton Pei Kui. Well done, Clinton. I'm very proud. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
We acknowledge Dinaina Florence Rarimansua in absentia. Mamalasoa Maria Raritsuwada. Congratulations, well done. Alphonse Randiamansua. Congratulations. Sebastian Flavin Randiatsuana. Congratulations. Well done. I'm very proud of you. Heise Godefroy Wubne. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. I'm very proud of you. Finally, we acknowledge Donald Zvada in absentia. And I'll now call on Claire to hand over the artificial intelligence certificates.
Hi again. I would like to call first Ali Midhat. Ahmed Eldo. Ahmed Nadir. No, wait. Look at the camera. Oh. Have to look at the camera. Right. Kofi Benjamin Akbednyaglo. Look at the camera. Komi Toussaint Amosuvi. Unitsua Anzara Rakuntundranisa. George Assad. Emmanuel Kwame Ayanfu. Samuel Amenine Aye. Mark Berg. Ophelia Denchi. Harlette de Vedilly. Omer Kamal Ali Ebed. We acknowledge in absentia Benedict Ositadinma Egelonu. We acknowledge in absentia Anthony Gito. Rumizai Michel Gwinji. La Trafiti Avan Harina Sandrat. We acknowledge Usama Hidawi in absentia. Timothy James Hichi. Isaac Henri Joël Hungé. Josiah Kiarie Kimani. Mushtaha Mutazim. We acknowledge Ahwa Osman in absentia. We acknowledge Yasir Aladdin Mohammed Osman in absentia. We acknowledge Azim Awad Hussein Osman in absentia. Tuki Irian Razaufir. Ando Harilal Daniel Rakutundrasu. Maharavo Saniaina Marima Rakuntunia Riri. Ayman Said. We acknowledge Rodeo Oswald Yelonise Toa in absentia. Ahmed Turkman. That's it. I will hand over to you.
I saw some puzzled faces in the audience because we're a fully residential institute. So are our students oversleeping who are in absentia? They're not oversleeping. We have a number of students who, as they handed in their last corrections, got on flights to PhDs or internships abroad. And that's the reason why they're not here. They're not sleeping upstairs and missing their big ceremony. But students, this is your chance now to address us. I'd like to maybe Mercy and Clinton, Mercy Nier and Clinton Peikui, could you come up either as a pair or one by one and address us on behalf of the classical math stream?
Good morning, academic directors, distinguished faculty, honored guests, beloved staff, and most importantly, the extraordinary AIMS South Africa class of 2024-2025. My name is Mercy New Year, and I've had the distinct privilege of serving as one of the class representatives for this vibrant and resilient cohort. Today, I stand here not just as an individual, but as a voice for a collective and beautiful blend of minds from across the African continent, bonded by shared struggle, discovery, growth, and triumph. Before I proceed with this speech, allow me to express the deepest gratitude on behalf of the graduating class. To the AIMS administration, thank you for building and sustaining this sanctuary for mathematical and scientific excellence. Your vision and consistency have brought us together and equipped us for the future. To the academic team, faculty, and world-class lecturers from across the globe, thank you for your brilliance, dedication, and belief in us. You not only taught us the mathematics, the data, and the theorems, you reminded us again and again that we are the future of Africa. That belief lit something in us that will never go out. To the support staff, the kitchen crew, the cleaners, laundry workers, drivers, facility workers, and all the hands behind the scenes, thank you. You may not realize it, but your consistency, your smiles, your labor, and your kindness gave us comfort on the hardest of days. You made AIMS a home and have contributed significantly to our journey for these past few months. To our mentors, tutors, and every single person who played a role in this journey, we appreciate you. Truly, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. Today is about us, the class of 2024-2025. This moment, this celebration is ours to own, and so I take us back memory lane. Let's be honest. Many of us thought we wouldn't survive the first month. We arrived bright-eyed and hopeful, then suddenly found ourselves buried in deadlines, assignments, and problem sets that made our laptops cry. And so, in true mathematical fashion, we renamed this place African Institute for Minimum Sleeping. Coming from Nigeria, I thought I was already battle-tested. We often say that if you survive Nigerian education, you can survive anything. But then AIM said, that's cute, come try this. The program didn't just challenge us, it stretched us. We had to grow fast. But beneath the intensity was a beautiful truth, which I share today. The program was designed with deep trust in our potential. Think of it this way. The structure itself said, we believe you can do this, otherwise, how else would they put us up for this? And somehow, amidst the chaos and caffeine, we started to believe it too. There were nights we coded until our eyes bulged. There were mornings we turned in assignments and immediately questioned our life choices. Yet we kept showing up, not because it was easy, but because something in us knew this journey was changing us. But what will truly make this experience unforgettable isn't just the blocks of courses, it is you, my classmates. In what other space would I have met someone from Madagascar or a Sudanese who speak even better English than I do? Now, not only have I met them, but I have been able to work together and exchange ideas with them. Honestly, the diversity in culture, the language, the food debates, why do West Africans love spicy food so much? Or Nigerian jollof is better than Ghana jollof, which is true. The dances and the fashion here has been nothing short of beautiful. It's in these encounters that AIMS gave us something truly priceless, Pan-African unity. We laughed together, struggled together, supported each other. Through our diversity, we discovered our strength. So now, my fellow graduates, the real question is, what will we do with all that we've been equipped with? All the rigorous lectures, the research skills, the problem-solving abilities, the cultural wisdom. Allow me to quote a verse from my favorite and greatest book I'll ever read. And it says that creation awaits the eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. That verse reminds me that the world, and yes, Africa, is waiting for us. It's waiting for our ideas, our innovations, our integrity, and our impact. A few days ago at the Mega Maths Festival, Professor Will Skidder said something I've carried with me ever since. Let us teach better, learn deeper, research further, and apply wider. Wherever we go, be it academia, industry, development, entrepreneurship, may we carry this mindset. Let us not scratch the surfaces only. Let us go deeper, research further, and apply solutions in ways that transform and elevate our communities and largely the world. In all of this, however, as much as we've prepared for research and results, we are also preparing to face the reality of life itself. It is going to be hard, messy, and complex. It is from the lens of this I would love to share something with you. A quote by Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. He said, and I quote, "There's a popular saying that if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. At Apple, I learned that's a total crock. You will work harder than you ever thought it's possible, but the tools will feel lighter in your hand." And he's absolutely right. You will work hard, sometimes harder than you ever imagined. But when you are working on something you love, something that aligns with your purpose and the equipment from these walls, it won't feel like a burden. It becomes meaningful. You stop merely surviving and you start building. So, I encourage you to not waste time on problems that have already been solved. Go on to the rough spots, the big, uncomfortable, and overlooked ones, the ones most people are content to work around. That's where your purpose lies. That's where you will make your greatest contribution. So, please, I encourage you to show up, not just to work, show up in kindness, in character, in integrity, in the quiet choices that no one sees, and with courage. You are a citizen of the world and, more importantly, a product of the African soil. There are things you can do every day to lift the human spirit, things that are free and simple yet profound. Civility, respect, generosity, humility, and everyday acts of grace. Let those be your legacy. And now, as official master's graduates, overwhelmed with joy, depth, and the gravity of this milestone, we've come to the end of one journey and the beginning of another. We are no longer just students. We are researchers, scientists, programmers, educators, developers, and innovators poised to make history. To borrow the words of William Shakespeare, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Not all of us were born great. Not all of us will have greatness handed to us, but each of us have been availed the opportunity to achieve it. Most of our scholars and mentors we now admire were once just like us, average students with extraordinary dreams. Young, uncertain, but willing and daring. They faced failure. They made mistakes, but they kept showing up again and again for the work that matters. And that's what greatness looks like. Greatness is not only about the accolades or recognition, it's in the friend who checks in, the group mate who stayed up late to help, and the small acts that change lives. If there's one thing I hope you remember from today, let it be this. To leave a legacy is not to gain recognition. It is to leave everyone you meet with a little more hope, dignity, and joy than they had before. Our time together here will not be remembered by grades or assignments or class rankings. It will be remembered by the kind of person you were, the memories we shared, and the bonds that were built. Class of 2024-2025. What a ride it has been. There is indeed great power in finishing. 10 immersive months of intensity, laughter, tears, growth, and transformation. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for walking this path with me. I am proud of you. I am inspired by you. And I cannot wait to see how you shake the continent and the world in years to come. Go forth, do exploits, and make Africa proud. Thank you.
Please permit me to stand on existing protocols. My name is Clinton Pequi, and I'm from. Thank you. So this is a short letter to the entire graduating class. Dear class, we have finally made it. It might sound like a dream, but yes, we did it. We have completed the most intensive master's program on the African continent. And I'm so proud of what we have accomplished together. As your class representative, I'm more than excited to announce that our time here has been quite a life-changing experience. If I'm asked if I would love to do this all over again, I would gladly say yes. But life has to move on. We have to progress. We have to move on to something bigger and better. So as you are stepping into your next journey, be it further studies or work, I want to encourage you to never forget about the family we have made here at AIMS. I also want you to keep in mind that you remain an integral part of our life's novel. The education and training you have gotten will drastically change your life for the better. But what will be remembered of you is if you will use that education to change the lives of others in your community. The memories of us spending countless hours in the library and computer labs preparing presentations, working on late night assignments, and not to forget the process that led to the completion of our research thesis. Those memories still remain fresh. These moments, although challenging, were designed to stretch our minds to their elastic limits. Today, I want us to reflect on why we are here. Why were we chosen among thousands of African students to benefit from this prestigious opportunity? What is the goal of the founding fathers of AIMS? What is expected of us when we return to our countries now or tomorrow? Is your community in need of your expertise? How can you contribute to the growing needs of African scientists, mathematicians, technocrats, and entrepreneurs? The world is big enough to sustain your wildest dreams. What is your dream? Who have you always wanted to become, and what have you always wanted to change? I want to remind you that no matter what the answer to these questions are, more is expected of you. To whom much is given, much is expected. So go out into the world and become the next Elon Musk. Build the next technology that will revolutionize the tech industry. Prove the next big theorem that will unify all of mathematics. Your home country is in need of researchers, and they need your expertise even more. 10 years from today, all of you will become leading experts in your chosen field. Some will become top business personnel. Some will take positions in national government. Some will become CEOs and directors. Finally, we might not meet face to face again, but our hearts are with you wherever you may go. May you find fulfillment in whatever you choose to do, and may you help humanity rise in the process. Thank you, and may God bless us all. May God bless the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. May God bless Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Clinton. I'd now like to call upon Rumbi Gwinji and Emmanuel Ayanfu. Rumbi and Emmanuel, the stage is yours. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. All protocol observed. I will not take much of your time because I think most has already been said. I want to just start by saying, I can't believe we made it. The road we embarked on was nothing but easy. I remember the first few days I got offered this scholarship. I was telling anyone who was willing to listen that I'm a Google DeepMind scholar. Then, scrolling through the IT group chats before arriving here, reading Jan's constant line, "Who told you to apply?" and laughing without the knowledge of what he really meant. But after nights of debugging, days of back to back lectures, and a sleep schedule that barely existed, I finally understood. We saw memes about AIMS being the African Institute of Minimum Sleep, and at that time, I'm sure we all found it funny. But then came the 3 a.m. assignments, deadlines which were constantly looming, and the constant urge to want to push to think harder, be better, and to do more. I won't lie to you. This year has been the most mentally, emotionally, and intellectually challenging year of my whole academic life, but also the most beautiful. I made the most beautiful memories right here in this place. This year was a year of growth, a year I met some of the most brilliant, kind hearted, and inspiring people. A year where most of us had to unlearn a few things, learn new ways of thinking, and reimagine what is possible. From daily problem solving to late night conversations that turn strangers into family, we move away from this place with not just master's degrees, but a full on community. Being here opened doors that some of us never imagined were possible. I, for one, came here feeling unsure, maybe even unworthy. That could have been you too. But look at us now. We're graduates, future researchers, future leaders. Aside the machine learning, AIMS taught us that our backgrounds do not define our ceilings. We are more than where we come from. We are what we choose to become. To our lecturers, tutors, mentors, and everyone behind the scenes, thank you. You did not only teach us, but you believed in us, even when we sometimes doubted ourselves. To my fellow graduates, I know the journey ahead will still be filled with uncertainty and trials. But if there's one thing that this year has proved is that we are capable of doing hard things. We have done them already. Let's take what we've learned here: mathematics, resilience, curiosity, compassion, and carry it forward into every space we walk into. Congratulations to us all. Again, we made it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols duly observed. What a day, what a journey, and what an honor it is to deliver this address on behalf of the AI stream of the class of 2024-2025. When we first arrived at AIMS, many of us were ordinary young Africans, some from undergrad, some coming from industry, with dreams bigger than we could carry. We arrived with hope in our hearts, laptops in our backpacks, and curiosity in our eyes. We came from Benin, Egypt, Ghana, Madagascar, Morocco, Nigeria, South Africa, Sudan, and Zimbabwe. Each of us bringing a unique story, a different accent, and at least one debugging trauma from our past. But none of us could have imagined the depth of experience we were stepping into. We came carrying a suitcase full of dreams and a backpack of doubts, but slowly the doubts started to fade. Somewhere between the late night bag hunts, the spontaneous group discussions that turned into therapy sessions, the joy of finally cracking a challenging assignment, and the shared laughter over those errors that somehow fix themselves after we have given up. We found our rhythm and we found each other. AIMS is many things. A school, yes. A research center, yes. But most of all, it is a forge. A place that burns away fear and self-doubt, shaping you into something stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you were before. Our journey here has been filled with joy, stress, confusion, breakthroughs, late night, early mornings, moments of silent panic when you realize the assignment deadline was last night and not tonight. There were weeks when we felt like magicians, waving our wands of logic over lines of code, watching our models come to life. And there were other weeks when we felt like imposters, staring blankly at a Jupyter notebook, wondering how our model was confidently predicting the wrong thing and thinking, well, at least it is confidently wrong. We have from time to time cried over bugs that wouldn't fix, over concept that wouldn't click, and over submission deadlines that came too early, and sometimes question our life choices. In those moments, we comfort ourselves by saying, I am a Google DeepMind scholar. But we have also shared tears of joy, the kind that comes with breakthroughs, the aha moments, the small wins that felt like victories, and the deeper sense of growth we didn't always notice day by day, but now we clearly see. We have grown not in knowledge alone, but in character also. One memory that defines this place for me, and I'm pretty much sure for many of us, is seeing our center president, Professor Ulrich, kneel beside students during a coding session. Yes, the center president. Not with fanfare, not with hierarchy, but with humility. Line by line, back by back, he helps students debug their codes. That is the AIM spirit. At AIMS, degrees and titles don't stand in the way of connections. Here, lecturers from the likes of Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial College, Google DeepMind, InstaDeep, Stellenbosch, and many others walked into our labs not as distant experts, but as friends, ready to sit down beside us, listen to our questions, and sometimes say, that is an interesting question. I don't know either. That honesty, that humility, that humanity is rare, and we do not take it for granted. Back home in Ghana, I rarely saw such kind of proximity between professors and students. Here at AIMS, I saw world-class scientists not only teach, but also serve, not only instruct, but inspire, and not with their intellect alone, but also with their kindness. And it is not only the faculty. To the kitchen staff, I would like to extend my gratitude. You fed our minds by feeding our stomachs. From breakfast to dinner, we always had something warm to go back to, even those nights when our quotes will not compile. To Naomi and the admin team, thank you very much. You handled all the behind-the-scene work, including our stipends. And trust me, when that stipend lands into our account, you've never seen such happiness. You would think someone has trained a transformer model from scratch. Those were the only times that their smiles were genuine. To his son and his team, thank you for keeping the campus running and arranging travels, fixing leaks, and creating a safe, conducive environment for us all. Even when we didn't notice you were there. To our academic directors, especially Professor Claire, thank you very much for advocating for us. Whether it was pushing for deadline extensions, making space for rest, or making sure workloads don't crash our spirit, you were always in our corner. The mentoring session is the reason why some of us can express our views with confidence. Thank you very much. To our fellow students in the structured master stream, thank you for the late night brainstorming sessions, the spontaneous debate in the library, and the shared memes and empathy. We may have been in different streams, but we were all swimming in the same deep waters. Also, to my fellow AI students, I say, what a team. You are the sum of the most brilliant, resilient, and creative people I've had this privilege to walk this journey with. We cried together, we debugged together, we survived assignments that were clearly written by someone who doesn't believe in sleep. And yet here we are, standing, smiling, victorious. But AIMS was never about the curriculum alone. It was about the culture it fosters, a culture of collaboration over competition, of humility over pride, of Ubuntu, which translates I am because we are. In this community, we learn that brilliance alone is not enough. It must be paired with compassion, that intelligence alone is not enough. It must be guided by integrity. Our friendship, forged in the fires of shared trauma, will outlast this campus. This friendship will grow into research partnership, tech startups, policy innovations, and continent-spanning collaborations. Because the future of Africa depends not only on our ideas, but on our ability to work together. We are not just mathematicians or AI specialists. We are problem solvers, future policymakers, researchers, innovators, leaders, and dreamers. When we have been trained not only to pass exams, but also to tackle real-world challenges, ranging from climate change to public health, from education to infrastructure, and from financial inclusion to ethical AI. AIMS has planted in us the belief that Africa's solution will come from us, we Africans, and that we are the ones we have been waiting for. As we leave this chapter and turn the page to the next, I invite you all to remember this. A single candle may light another, but a network of candles will light the entire continent. Let us be those candles, lighting up research labs, boardrooms, classrooms, and communities across Africa. Let us carry the AIM spirit into everything that we do, serving with excellence, leading with humility, and always learning. To the class of 2024-2025, I say congratulations, we made it. Not by luck, not by chance, but by great grace and a whole lot of late nights. The journey continues, the work begins, and I know because I have worked with you that the future is bright. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mercy and Clinton and Rumbi and Emmanuel. I think you all deserve another big round of applause. Our students have done a lot of volunteering as well, a part of aside from the academic studies. And I'd like to ask Dr. Joyce Gavi-Molefe and Dr. Zenobia Kenny to maybe say a few words of thanks on behalf of AIMSEC, our Schools Enrichment Center, and the House of Science at AIMS. Would you like to come to the stage, both of you? Oh, Tejumadi is coming.
All right. Good afternoon, our distinguished guests and AIMS family. I want to appreciate my manager, Dr. Zenobia Kenny, for giving me this opportunity. And I'm speaking on behalf of School Enrichment Center of AIMS. I want to sincerely appreciate our master students for their support during the Turtle Stitch workshops. The Turtle Stitch workshop introduced learners and teachers to coding by allowing them to create digital patterns, which were then stitched on fabric using embroidery machines. It was a fun and powerful way to connect technology, mathematics, and creativity. May I kindly ask everyone who participated in this project to please rise up for recognition. Thank you so much. You can have your seat. We can clearly see that we had a real lot of them supporting our project. Despite your busy schedule, you were very busy. You know, we've been talking about assignments, deadlines. Despite that, you gave your very best. And we are truly grateful to you. This was a meaningful opportunity for you to give back. And you did so with excellence. All our learners and teachers who participated were deeply impacted by your encouraging words and your willingness to assist. Your guidance and presence helped create an inspiring, hands-on learning experience for all of them. The MSEC family and the team truly values your role in supporting our participants throughout the workshops. And we really want to wish you all the very best as you continue in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Tejumade. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests. Thank you for joining us in this special occasion. My name is Rejoice. I'm honored to present to you our Science Communication Leadership Recognition Awards to the students who participated and completed a 3-phased Africa Scientific Program delivered by AIMS South Africa in partnership with African Gong. So what is this program about? It's about capacity building our students to equip them with essential skills that I've already mentioned, to communicate their mathematics, their physics, their AI with the broader community. So the phase 3 of this program allow our students to conceptualize a unique project where they share their knowledge, skills with the ordinary people, public out there. So they did that here in Muizenberg, and we are fortunate to be joined by Muizenberg Library leadership this morning, and also the learners that they have helped throughout the year. So thank you very much, Muizenberg Library, but also Muizenberg community, because AIMS is AIMS because of you, Muizenberg community. So we are who we are because of you. So all students who completed their project will receive leadership award certificates, letter of recommendation to support their professional and academic growth beyond. And today we proudly recognize their dedication by presenting these awards and to honor their commitment. You have heard how intense it is in this building. Assignment project, but on top of that, aside they give their time to give back to the South African community. At AIMS, we recognize that degrees are no longer enough. Employers and academic institutions out there, they are increasingly looking for evidence-based added value skills. Project management, commitment, teamwork, leadership, resilience, and ability to talk about your mathematical science with the ordinary people. That is why these skills which they've developed through Africa Scientific, will give our graduates that advantage in the competitive world. I always tell the student it's very cold out there and it's very competitive. So all the skills that you are having here at AIMS, we hope that they will help you going forward. So we proudly acknowledge the following students who have successfully delivered their phase 3 project: Ruth Nai, Ruth Chichi, Clinton Kui, Ronald Mwita, Wycliffe Miyogo, Josiah Kimani, Similolua, Kofi Benjamin. So for those I've just mentioned your name, please rise up so that we can recognize and celebrate your achievement. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You may sit seated. We also pleased to recognize excellence in science communication through top posters design. So these are posters that are used as a tool to engage with the broader community. And the top 3, in the 3rd place is Clinton Pei, 2nd place Ruth Chichi, and the 1st place is Ruth Nai. Thank you. And for those students who are unable to complete your project here, we are very confident that you will deliver your project back in your communities as part of your impact in your community and across the country, across the continent. So thank you for that dedication. And please note that your certificate and letters of recommendation will be handed over later afternoon. Again, congratulations. We wish you every success on your post-AIMS career progression. And may you continue to inspire and to contribute for the better South Africa, for the better Africa, and for the better of the whole world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rejoice. We have a few more agenda items, and we would like to recognize our top achievers. And I'd like to call Karen and Claire again to the front to do the awards. The students who are getting the Top Achievers Awards are getting something very small. I think we're the only institute in the world with 2 statues of Stephen Hawking for our size. So it's either a book called The Brief History of Time, which is very light that you can take on a flight with you, or it's a book on the ethics of AI, because you have a monster that you have to tame and deploy into the future. So Karen, Claire, thank you.
The top achievers in the AI for Science program 2024-2025, may I say it was very tight. We would like to acknowledge Azim Awad Hussein Osman in absentia. Among the awardees in the AI for Science program, we have Ayman Saeed. In the top 4 achievers, we would like to acknowledge Usama Hidawi in absentia. Last but not least, I would like to call on stage the 4th top achiever, Omer Kamal Ali Ebed.
Next, we move on to the mathematical sciences. We're going to start with an in absentia award for Dinaina Florence Arimansua. We'd like to acknowledge Ruth Nai Abbey. We acknowledge Sefrina Neska Bay in absentia. And last but certainly not least, we'd like to acknowledge Cedric Pessina. Congratulations. Excellent performance. Yeah. Okay. Can I give it to you?
As an institute, we're very fortunate that the Department of Science and Innovation and Adua NEPAD reached out and asked if they could visit AIMS during this week, maybe today. So I jumped at the opportunity to invite a good friend, Dr. Brando Okolo, to give a commencement speech. Brando is the head of science and technology and innovation at the Africa Union Development Agency, NEPAD. He's a global authority in additive modeling. He works in hydrogen energy strategy. He's got many, many years of experience, worked as a consultant, started companies, raised a lot of funds, taught in Germany, launched into innovation centers, developed postgraduate programs. The list is very, very long. But at Adua NEPAD, he leads the task of implementing science, technology, and innovation-based activities for the socio-economic progress of the African continent. So I thought there wouldn't be anyone more fitting, Pan-African students, to send you off into the future than the head of science, technology, and innovation for the African Union. Brando, thank you very much.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished faculty, honored guests, proud families, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025 at Ames. Um, it's truly an honor to be here with you today. When I received the invitation from Ulrich, I asked myself, what would I have wanted to hear if I were sitting where you are today, on the threshold of a world full of uncertainty, but also immense promise? I would like to begin this commencement speech with a glimpse into the future, the year 2050, 25 years from now. 25 years from now, Africa's youth population, aged between 15 and 35 years, will be the largest in the world. About 830 million of us would exist 25 years from now. Our working age population would have reached 1.6 billion, a quarter of the world's workforce. 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies will be African 25 years from now. Africa will be home to 2.6 billion people, deeply connected by digital technologies. We will trade most with India and China, linking us to over 5.5 billion customers and consumers. The cost of innovation will be near zero thanks to AI. And scaling business will depend more on human connections and contacts than on financial capital. These are not dreams. These are projections grounded in current trends. The real question is not whether they will happen, but whether you will be ready and whether 2050 will be ready for you. Let me share a personal story. In 1998, I left Nigeria for a research-based master's degree program at the University of Leeds. I was energetic, uncertain, and open to the world. Towards the end of my program in Leeds, I was anxious about my future in the UK. I needed to influence that future, and so I sent out about 300 applications and only got 3 interviews. All those interviews were unsuccessful. I considered another master's degree, going on to start another master's degree, or maybe enrolling into a school of nursing. And then came an interview invitation for a PhD program, only to be told that I was not eligible because I wasn't an EU or a UK citizen. But one professor in that interview panel, called Peter Durnley, I would like to acknowledge him for that, asked me if I did be interested in joining his lab as a research associate. I said yes. That decision changed my life. He taught me material science, something I once hated as an undergrad. I learned about atomic configurations, crystallographic textures, residual stresses, and 3 months in, he introduced me to a colleague of his who was a director at the Max Planck Institute for Metals Research in Stuttgart, Germany. 2 months later, I was there in Germany as a fellow with a fellowship, pursuing a PhD in what the Germans cleverly call Werkstoffkunde, material science and engineering. Now, upon my arrival at the Max Planck Institute, I immediately knew this was no playground. Studying in Germany is a serious affair. You cannot be extramarital about it. It demands for full and complete fidelity. I completed my PhD with a distinction in 2003, took up a postdoctoral position in 2004, and I worked real hard. And in 2009, I was made a full university professor of material science and engineering. I then went overseas to help set up a faculty of material science and engineering at the German University in Cairo, Egypt. I spent 5 years in Egypt, and then I decided to quit. Yes, to quit my position as an active university professor. For context, I became a professor in Germany at the age of 38. In Germany, the average age of making it to become a university professor is 42 years old. And there I was, aged 43 years. I'd been a full-time professor for only 5 years, already bored, and felt I needed to confront new challenges in life. When I left the university full-time, I still had some students, master's students, PhD students, but I got them to graduate. But I went on to co-found my first tech startup firm, where we built 3D printers for processing high-performance polymeric materials. We did everything from printer design, software design, development of new processing methods. We designed new materials built for specific end users, mainly those in the medical and aerospace sector, and ran a big market entry program. Building up the firm was not easy. My business partner, who was of Vietnamese heritage, and I, a Nigerian, I know there's some Nigerians here. We were doing stuff which people with our background had never done before in Germany. It was a difficult time. We once had to let go of 40 staff members in 1 week. But we rebuilt within 5 years, growing the firm to up to 60 people from 18 different countries, including PhDs, engineers, and business professionals. While building the firm, an investor got attracted to the work we were doing and very generously provided resources for us to intensify the pioneering work we were doing. Now, in between being an entrepreneur, I was offered another professorship at a business school in Karlsruhe, Germany, and also a unique opportunity to found and direct a new institute on 3D printing and applied materials. After 5 years of hard work building my first tech startup, I exited the firm. I sold my shares and moved on to focus on building the institute. I then went on to found 6 other tech startups, built up university programs on additive manufacturing, was awarded additional professorships at 3 other different universities, patented my R&D output, built up several rapid manufacturing platforms across Africa and Europe. I was the first Black African to obtain a PhD at the Max Planck Institute in Germany, the first and the youngest Black African to become a university professor of engineering at a German university. It's important to note that though not all the issues that I've set my mind and my heart to do have been successful, not all of them. For instance, not all the entrepreneurial ventures that I had been involved in have been successful. Not all R&D projects that I had been involved in had resulted in academic or commercial success. Not all of them. And so I've had my own fair share of failures and life imposed scars, and I wear them with pride. Why am I telling you all this? Because today is not about perfection. It's about the possibilities and the making of progress. You, the AIMS class of 2025, are not just graduates, you're builders, you're architects of a new Africa. The 2050 I spoke of is only 25 years away from now. Many of you will be leading research institutes, shaping AI policy, launching ventures, and rewriting what's possible, not just in Africa, but for the world. Your degrees, your research, your deep mathematical and AI training, these are tools. But your lived experiences, your understanding of inequality, your ability to bridge technology and context, make you uniquely positioned to solve Africa's problems from within. You know what it means when technology leaves people behind. You understand digital divides, not as theory, but as lived reality. And so when you build differently, you build inclusively. Africa doesn't need charity, it needs partners, innovators, and courageous thinkers, people like you who can leap and not just catch up, people who will drive advances in AI, in our energy systems, in software, and data for the benefit of humanity. When I look at this graduating class, I see the generation that would compete globally with confidence, build homegrown solutions using frontier technologies, craft new successes for Africa. I shared my personal journey not to impress you, but to remind you your story is just beginning. And if someone like me, once unsure, rejected, and overwhelmed, could find purpose and make a difference, so can you. The real question isn't whether you'll be ready for 2050, it's whether 2050 will be ready for you. Getting there won't be automatic. It must be built line by line, model by model, innovation by innovation, by you. Now, so I leave you with a question. Given what you know about Africa in 2050, how do we intend to prepare for it? The choice is yours. The time is now. The world is watching. Go out and build not just a career, but a continent of possibilities. Trust your journey. And remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Congratulations, AIMS class of 2025. I am proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Okolo. I think we can all agree with that, and it resonates with me. The best way to face this uncertain future and to predict it is to actually build it. We have one last element on our agenda today, and that is the dedication of the Fritz Hane lecture room. Last year and the year before, we've remodeled the interior of this building. We're currently remodeling our computer lab. And Professor Fritz Hane was the first director of the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. And we're dedicating this lecture room to him. So in a minute, I'll ask his grandson, Mr. Theo Vught, to come to the stage. But I just want to read you a couple of quotes. And instead of preparing a speech, I'll read to you verbatim what Professor Hane wrote. He said, "AIMS was the pinnacle of my professional life as a scientist and an educator." He said that he retired as a dean at Stellenbosch University in 2002, and then he volunteered his time to do something else. I'm looking to all the deans here who are moving on to the next position. I volunteered my time to the building of local infrastructure and the academic environment. And Stellenbosch University gave a donation in kind to get the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences up and running. As part of a donation in kind, Stellenbosch University has allocated considerable time to getting a planner on board, Heinrich Arends, and then to refurbish this old hotel that we are sitting in at the moment. We work together closely for many days and many nights, as is AIMS style. Towards 2003, the financial outlook stabilized, and we could actually start appointing staff to run AIMS. Iksan Kumali had been a leading science teacher. In addition, acted in his school as a practical and versatile problem solver. He moved into an apartment in our main building. I'll skip a few lines. Jan Groenewald had been a postgraduate student in pure mathematics with great interest in and knowledge of IT. And we worked together and got involved. Fritz writes, some of the first lecturers, and notably those who returned in the following years, influenced the future course of AIMS tremendously. And many of our lecturers return and return. He wanted to call out a few. Alan Bearden, who is really old and frail now, who wrote a mathematics problem-solving textbook and course that all these students are doing. A short book in the AIMS lecture series describes the elements of the course that he taught, and it's through this doing that we're actually publishing books with Cambridge University Press. Sanjoy Mahajan and David Mackay presented various courses involving approximations in science, as well as the use of inference and information theory. Sanjoy is now our academic auditor, 20 and odd years later. And David Mackay, who's mentioned here, is the person that I heard about AIMS from for the first time 21 years ago. Fritz writes, we were learning from the students and visitors about their needs in many African universities. We introduced a visitors program for lecturers and researchers, for which my funding request to the Ford Foundation was successful. This is still part of AIMS's fabric, is funding. It became increasingly clear that for the benefit of African development, retaining students was as important as training them. He went on to add buildings to AIMS, grow this institute, and finally says, my departure from AIMS was traumatic. It was heartbreaking. It was an almost unbearable prospect to be cut off from a unique community in which I had worked passionately and with vigor for the goals which are dear to me and many others. And I'm sure students, you also feel the same way now. Maybe your departure from AIMS feels a little bit traumatic, because in the same way, you worked passionately and with the same vigor for the goals that we laid out in front of you. However, as always, on my last day, students, alumni, staff, and everyone gathered in a big, memorable party. And I realized once again that all along at AIMS, I had received much more than I had ever given. So, so to you, I'd like to invite you to the stage. And we're not going to draw the plaque into the wall, but as a sign of recognition, just to your grandfather, receive it on behalf of the family. And with that, we'll conclude our proceedings. So the story goes on, and students, it goes on for you. All of you said you're sad to leave here. And on behalf of our current staff, we would like to invite you to our alumni festival that's being planned for March next year. Come back. This will be the first big alumni festival. This will be our Sekula for our alumni. It's going to be our Megamaths for our alumni. It's going to be our festival for you. So put the date in your diaries, March next year, when it stops raining and when the sun's out, come back for an alumni festival. We'd love to see you here. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us and for celebrating our students' achievement. This wraps up proceedings. We are now going to process out. So I'd like all of you to stand, and then our academic delegation is going to leave the room first, and then you're welcome to follow. And then we invite you to join us for nibbles, lunch, food, and a lot of time of socializing, and then the afternoon for strategizing, for everyone who's here for strategizing. Thank you very much.